You know, it is so romantic watching you and Mom renew your vows.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of when me and Miranda got married. She was so beautiful. She kept messing up her makeup because she couldn't stop crying.
And now you get to do it all over again with Laura.
Who?
Laura, your fiancé?
Oh, yeah, right. I'm sure our wedding will be way better.
Talk about Lorel.
Okay, House of Payne fans, in this week's episode, like I said in my review, the only real, I guess you could say, moment worth talking about is during the backyard scene, which you just saw the clip of at the beginning of this video, where you have the fellas, you know, just back there. Curtis is on the grill. You got CJ, Malik, and you have Calvin. He's like, you know, talking about how, you know, just great it is that his parents, you know, who have been together for 40 years are about to renew their vows and everything. And as a result, he begins reminiscing of his own wedding with Miranda. And, you know, oh yeah, you know, she was all emotional. She kept messing up her own makeup and whatnot. And then CJ's like, well, you get to do it all over again. With who? Laura. Who? Malik's like, Laura, your fiance. Oh yeah, it's going to be way better than that. And it just, look, I feel like, okay, we're in season 12, so I think we're getting maybe one more season. I don't know how long Assisted Living and House of Payne are going to run, but let's just assume that season 12 is the last season, 12 or 13, I don't know. I think they're going to put Calvin and Miranda back together. It just seems inevitable at this point, even though I strongly disagree with it. Just because of the fact that what's the point of putting Calvin? If Calvin were simply in a relationship, okay, that's one thing. But the fact that you're engaged and yet you literally forget your fiance exists whenever Miranda is brought up or mentioned or something makes no sense. I mean, hell, you had that episode earlier this season, or should I be more specific, a few episodes ago, where drunk Calvin and Miranda have sex, and I don't know, maybe it was just that good, but Calvin just can't seem to get Miranda off the brain lately. It's weird. So, it's weird. They just play it for a joke that he's even engaged. I mean, remember, what was it, earlier this season, I believe, when Lisa was helping Miranda with her online dating profile. Look, these seasons kind of blend together because they take random hiatuses, so I don't know, it was either this season or last season, but regardless, we have Calvin being revealed to get a ping on his phone because his, I guess you could say, look, I haven't really done these online dating things, but I guess that, what was it called? A match, like, you know, oh, I made a profile and, you know, saying what I'm looking for, and then ping, Calvin was a match, and I'm like, Calvin, you got a whole fiance. Why do you still have a dating profile up? What's going on with that? So there really needs to be more consistency with, you know, the relationships on this show. I just feel like House of Payne is just a pale copy of what it was, where these characters, for as many problems with the Paynes as I had, at least it felt like there was a story being told. And yes, that show was far from perfect, but with House of Payne, it just feels like these are episodic, where not too much of what goes on ties in together. Sure, there is some loose continuity, like, oh, last week, Curtis proposed again. This week, he and Ella got remarried. But for the most part, it just feels like things just happen for the sake of happening. Like, the Miranda stuff just feels thrown in there for fans to be like, hey, do you want to see these two get back together? But if that's the case, why is Laura still around? You know, I don't know. So, yeah, what do you think about Calvin reminiscing about Miranda? And are we ever going to follow up on the episodes, you know, when they had sex? You know, at the end of the episode, Miranda was mad because apparently Calvin acted like it didn't happen, but then when he saw like her belt or something on the couch, he was like, uh-oh. So what do you think? And then also, I remember talking about, yo, is she pregnant? What if she's pregnant from that? That would be crazy. But that would be way too rinse and repeat, because let's say by the time Miranda finds out she's pregnant, she'll probably be dating someone else, and then Calvin's with Laura, and then they might break up or something, and I'll just be like CJ and Janine in House of Payne. So I don't know, folks. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. And also, let me go back. Yeah, I could see it being like, imagine like Laura getting ready for her wedding day with Calvin, and then Miranda approaches Calvin to say, I'm pregnant, and the timeline matches up. That night I came over to your place and you were drunk because you were drunk sexting me. You're the father. What? And then I bet that'll ruin the wedding, and then they get remarried. That's what I think, which would suck. Yeah, so basically, imagine Miranda finding out she's pregnant close to, if not on, the exact wedding day of Calvin and Laura. She tells Calvin, and then, they renew their vows or something, or get remarried. I could see that being what they do towards the end of the show. So thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And yeah, Calvin just doesn't need to marry Laura or be with her. I mean, if you forget your fiance exists like that, and he wasn't even drunk this time. I mean, he was drunk on love, apparently, or the emotions of the wedding renewal, but I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.